Follow death to the way out. Your transition will be led by a transitioner. What up, B? The saga continues for whoever in the collective's energy this is. This is wild. They're talking about this person having been reckless with their life up until now. Almost in a state of wallowing in their own heartache, wallowing in their own sorrow. I'm hearing unrequited love. My team's just talking about a doomed relationship. Like a relationship was doomed from the start under false pretenses. It was formed. And they're talking about you making a sudden split-second departure. You've been doing silent moves little by little. And they're telling you when you're told to go, go. They keep showing me somebody who's just grasping on, almost picking up the pieces, like after a tornado, is literally what I'm seeing. But they're talking about you grabbing and trying to salvage whatever part of yourself and your heart is left and moving on. They're talking about try to collect as many pieces as you can, but don't mourn over the pieces that may seem lost in the moment, because they're saying that the next, all the pieces that you can kind of cultivate is going to end up being your foundation of growth over the next phase that you move into. They're talking about this person in their own mind, becoming a victim of somebody else's deceit, of somebody else's lies, of a life's plan to manipulate and use for the other person's benefit, that this plan was formed with no thought to you, is what they're saying. This was a plan that you were unaware of, that was pre-formed by this person before your arrival into this other person's life. And they're saying that now you have figured out that it's not quite what you thought it was, and it's not an equal give and take, but it is a hell of a lot of a take with zero thought to you, your growth, your emotions, your feelings, any of that in this relationship. And they're talking about, because this is where you sit now in this precipice of realizing that things are not as they seemed. We have the Hangman card out here, and this is my upside down deck, by the way. And they're just talking about you now seeing it for what's going to happen. And they're talking about this, ushering in your new rebirth. This is directly talking about your new emotional beginning down here. They're really just talking about you kind of traveling through, I'm going to call emotional rocky waters, but also mental rocky waters. And they're talking about you are leaving a space where your skill set, your mind, your soul, what you brought to the table was not only not utilized by this other party at all, it was squandered, and it was unappreciative is what I hear. And this person is still trying to hold on to you for dear life. And they threw the King of Cups out here, and this is kind of gonna be where you're transitioning yourself into. You are emotionally capable, but right now you are kind of a little bit taking a hit for the team. But they do have you out as a bridge here, as moving through your troubled waters. Now they're talking about follow death to the way out. And they're saying that your transition will be ushered and led by a transitioner. So I don't know if somebody on your team is what I lovingly call the gray area. They function in the gray area. They are in control of a transitional phase. Or this is somebody that on your council is going to help usher you through the transition. They're going to give you that guiding light, those little pushes, those signs, those synchronicities, those symbols that you need as you start rowing your boat to quote unquote freedom. You know what I mean? But they're saying that you need to keep your counsel and your intuition close to you during this rowing phase. And they're saying, don't quite unleash your plan to anybody but your counsel. That's how close they want you to keep this. And as the departure date gets closer, they're saying you will feel your counsel move in and you will feel your team get closer to you. Physically, you will have a physical reaction of their presence more around you. This has been the craziest saga that has been happening over the last 3 or 4 days now. But this is you breaking that cycle. This is you moving on to where you should be. And this is you fully embodying this confidence and this sun energy of this completion of getting it done. But they're just saying, wait for them and they will tell you when. So for whoever needs to hear this, and it'll be like 1 or 2 people, 3 at max, this is not going to be a big message, but the saga continues for somebody who is making moves to better themselves because they are in a not good situation. Bye, B.